So there's this there's this guy on Twitter who proposes like death battles and just puts a poll up who you think would win. And he did once where he said where he gave the options of Geralt versus Killer Croc from DC Comics. Now despite my belief that The Witcher's plagiarism, I'm like $5 on the Elric knockoff, and I think he didn't know who I was talking about. And as of starting this recording, he hasn't responded yet. Because I put an explanation up the following morning, which was today. And this kind of gave me the idea to talk about my thoughts on the Elric versus Witcher plagiarism debate. I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe that that Andrzej Sapkowski stole stuff from the Elric and Melda series. Now, there are other things in there that he put that are definitely not in Elric, as far as I know. Then again, I'm still reading the comics on it, so I could be wrong here. But both are dark fantasy. Both are about albino bell swords with who are obsessed with their destiny. Well, aren't fond of what their destiny is. Both are brooding. Both are friends with a jovial bard. Like and I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking to those of you who are Witcher fans, like, so what if they're similar? No, that's not the problem. The problem is there are so many similarities, it cannot be a coincidence. I do not believe in coincidences a lot of the time. Now, sometimes there are coincidences, but with this one, I highly doubt. And given the kind of person Sapkowski has presented himself as being, which is a cunt sometimes, yeah, I think he stole it. And the thing that bugs me the most is if this is true and he did swipe stuff from the Elric series, just credit Moorcock, is all I'm saying. Like, I brought this up in the comments section of a live stream Weaponized Nerd Rage was doing. I said, I'm surprised to say that you said that it's plagiarism. Like, I really thought he would ignore that topic throughout his YouTube career. I really did. But no, he says legally it meets the requirements as plagiarism. And he says all he has to, like, at least credit Moorcock. And that is of my mindset. If he had just given Michael Moorcock credit as an influence or inspiration, I would have no problem. I would have no gripe. But the fact of that and the fact that some people have been defending it with stupidly, like the Golden One who hand waves it away as utter nonsense without... Like, I thought his addressing of it was stupid, to put it bluntly. But, So, yeah, and for the record, I like The Witcher. I like the world building. I like the world of it. I like Geralt. I like spell swords. Like, and I only know about spell swords because of The Witcher 2. So, and Witcher 3. So I have reasons to like The Witcher, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, I still think this is plagiarism, and the fact he has not at least credited Moorcock is what I find issue with. Not the fact that he plagiarized stuff; it's the fact he did not credit him. That's kind of my thought on the matter. And for the record, I think Elric and Geralt are awesome characters in their own respective ways and in their own rights. I just think But another thing that really pisses me off is The Witcher seems to outshine Elric. Now, granted, Elric and The Witcher came out in different periods in history. Elric came out, I think, in the 60s. The Witcher books, I can't remember when they came out. I remember Sapkowski entered it in a writing contest, and I think he won third or second place. No, I think it was third place. Which I find weird. I would have to check out what the story was, but anyway. And what else? But yeah, and the fact of the matter that we almost got an Elric TV series and then it was canceled because of the, quote, too many similarities to The Witcher, unquote, I find abhorrent. Now, I am glad it was canceled, for the record, because if it was adapted, someone would fuck it up. These entertainment types, they cannot help but fucking things up. And we're just left going, you know what they did? They fucked it up. Or they fucked it up, those motherfuckers fucked it up. Sorry for those who are not fond of swearing, but I swear a lot sometimes. And, yeah, it's stupid. And Elric is an awesome character. If I've only heard stuff about it, and again, I've only read some of the comics, but he has some awesome stuff going for his series. Like, I've heard there's one monster that throws discs at you. Like, it's very countercultural hippie movement stuff. And for the record, I hate hippies. Like, I despise hippies with an alacrity that is generally reserved for Disney and Bethesda. Actually, similar alacrity that are reserved for a number of people. But yeah, in this case, Michael Moorcock, he did what few hippies did. He actually contributed something I like. Now, I can name other hippies who've done something similar, but anyway. He did a fantastic job. He has some ideas that I disagree with, but fuck it. Or I assume I disagree with. But then again, it's the same thing with overly sarcastic production. They've got opinions I don't like. I still like their content. But anyway, back to the Elric versus Geralt debate. There are, even if you don't believe there is plagiarism going on, you have to at least admit there are way too many similarities for it to be a coincidence. Like, right down to the broads that they're railing kind of has. Now, I think Elric is more of a poonhound than Geralt. Or that's what Razorfist said once, so. And, like, the only thing that Geralt didn't steal, or Sapkowski didn't steal from The Witcher, or from Elric, was Stormbringer. And you could make the argument, it's not that he didn't steal Stormbringer, it's more like he just gave it tits and called it Ciri. But yeah, that's my thought on the issue as a whole. I kind of wish this matter had never become a thing. I'm glad people are calling it out, rightfully so. And if you like The Witcher, I'm not going to begrudge you over this. Like, if you like it, go with God. You are free to enjoy it. I still enjoy it despite knowing that it's plagiarism. Or believing that it's plagiarism. But the fact that people like Razorfist and Calypso get shit just for pointing this stuff out, kind of like, if you are a Witcher fan and you've been giving them shit over this, it does not make your side look good. And if you are an Elric fan and you give Witcher fanboys shit over liking The Witcher, it does not make you look good either. Like, you're free to point out the plagiarism or to deny it. That is your prerogative, and I won't stop you, but my prerogative is to point out that I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly, and that is the main point of doing this video, was to say I find it believable. Like, it's not that. And Razorfist did a very good job of pointing out argument for why it is plagiarism, just like Calypso did. And if you don't know who Calypso is, he has also done a video talking about the plagiarism, but he did this back when he was called the Necro Libriatas, I believe was what he called his channel back then. But anyway, that's the video. That's my thoughts on the matter, and yeah, just have a nice day. And again, if you are a fan of either of these, you can still be respectful. I know it's a tall order in this day and age where everyone is at each other's throats, but it's still an option. I'm just saying. And with that out of the way, I will be calling it a day. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.